So this is the BlogMaker dashboard where you can see all the posts, when they were published, if they're in a published state or a draft or editing state. On the left side, there's the menu with all the options, all the pages within BlogMaker. If I go into one of the posts, you'll see everything there is to see about a specific post. This is the editor area, in other words. So you can upload a photo, include an alternative text for the image, add a caption, write the post, and even create a post summary with AI. Let's try to do that right away. And after that summary is created, you can go ahead and edit it or remove it completely. The editing area has few options in terms of what you can do. You can inline edit the text. You have all these various options up on the toolbar, which you can use to further enrich your post. Also at the bottom here, you can add different blocks to the editor. So in this case, we want to add a gallery. We can just drop the images here. We can add an HTML block and then move it up. And then we can add another editor. We can also add footnotes, which are pretty awesome to reference any points in your content. And in the actual post, have them linked to the footnote and back to the content. On the right side, you have the options about the post. You can add more authors, you can add more categories, you can add related posts, which appear at the bottom of the post on the blog. And then you can choose various options like social media cards if you want them created automatically for you, table of contents, and then choose if you want them to be collapsible or just straight out as links on top of the post. You can pin the post to the top of the page, mark it as unlisted. And the advanced options, you can change how your post appears in various social media and how Google sees it. You can also upload images and inject any code on this page. Other options on the left side are categories. By the way, this is how this blog looks like. These are the categories that I'm referencing currently. You can add as many as you want. Pages are more static posts, sort of about, contact, things that go at the bottom of the page, like the about page down here, or maybe privacy policy, terms and conditions. And then you can view your analytics, which are built in. They come with your subscription. You can invite more authors with different roles and permissions. Also, we have currently our AI writing, and which works in the way that you create the agents for it. The way you create your agents is that you give them a sample of any of your posts, give it additional notes about the tone, various quirks. Then once you create the agent, you can edit them further. And then when it comes to writing, you can write a new piece of article by choosing one of the agents you have just created. You can also send newsletters with BlogMaker. These are some of the most recent newsletters I've sent out for BlogMaker subscribers. I'm not going to go in any one of them because they contain sensitive information like subscribers' emails. But if you go to any one of them, you can see the open rate, the bounce rate, delivered numbers, successful deliveries, how many people have unsubscribed, how many people have clicked on any of the links, etc. And on the settings area, you can view all the bells and whistles that help you further customize your blog and especially match it to your brand. So if you're running BlogMaker in the subdirectory or subdomain of your root domain for your SaaS or your product or your business, then you can use something like the DesignStudio, in which you can change colors, change fonts, etc. So in this case, I can choose to change the theme. So I'll go something like gridlock, and these are the default colors of that theme. Or maybe horizon, it's another theme. And if I go back to the theme that I had, pathway, I can change colors. So let's say I can change the background color, and then this hero area here, I can choose it to be black, change the title color. If I go to the top menu, I can choose the border color. So I'll just put yellow here and then add that. Change the color of the links. Basically, everything you see here, you can change the colors of, and even the font. So let me just reset the colors because these are amazingly ugly. So I'll go back to the fonts. There are some preset fonts combinations that you can choose from. Or you can go down here and choose the primary typeface, which is usually the headers. You can choose the size of it, the weight, and they're all variable fonts. And you can choose all kinds of different styles. They come from Google Fonts, so there's a huge selection here of things you can choose, as well as for the secondary typeface. Let's go with something like Roboto Condensed, or maybe a monospaced font, Source Code Pro, or something like that. And then once you're happy, you publish the changes. I'm just going to reset everything and then publish changes. If you're just starting your blog and you don't have content yet, and it's your first time using BlogMaker, you can choose to temporarily populate with dummy content. So in this case, I'll choose business, and my blog will be filled out temporarily with this type of content, or maybe I'm gonna go with something philosophical, depending on the type of my blog. They won't be reflecting on your blog. They're just here for helping you as you customize your blog. And then once you're done with it, you can just turn it off and be back to your blog. So I'll just publish changes, even though I didn't make any. Just want to reset everything. Okay, and I'll go back. And one last thing I want to show you. I'll just switch to another blog. And this is a blog that we use for SEO purposes with pages like WordPress alternatives, Ghost alternatives, etc. And they're very strategic, and they mention other products while always putting up BlogMaker at the very top. So when somebody is searching for alternatives for Ghost, they're more likely looking for something to replace their current tool, and then we show them on BlogMaker another tool. So these are various posts, but they pretty much have the same content almost. And if I go, let's say, to Ghost alternatives, you'll see here some shortcodes like product Ghost, and then I talk a little bit about Ghost, and then I say BlogMaker. You have this shortcode product BlogMaker. I talk about compared to Ghost, so BlogMaker compared to Ghost, and all these posts that you see here have those product shortcodes that I'm using over and over again. What those are snippets, and they're right here. So if I go to product BlogMaker, this is a snippet for BlogMaker, and since I have all these posts here, and I'll have more, and I'll have comparison pages, etc. So once maybe Ghost does an update to their pricing, their features, etc., I don't have to go to all of these posts. All I do is go to snippets, and I go to product Ghost. I edit their maybe homepage, their pricing, etc. Hit save, and then that snippet will be populated in all these posts that I've used it on. This is pretty cool for somebody who posts various articles at scale and has content that is repeated all over the place, and they need to maintain it. They don't want to go into every post. So that's what snippets are. And this is pretty much BlogMaker in a nutshell. There's much more intricacies and settings, but if you have any questions, of course, always hit get help, our support page, and I'll make sure to help you out.